Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing my second religious movie review. Uh, this one is going to be for Heaven is for Real, based on both the true experience of Colton Burple and the book written by his father Todd Burple. Um, so yeah, this is the second religious film I've seen this year, right after Son of God review over here. Some are annotations. So yeah. And yeah, this film features Greg Kiner, Kelly Riley, Thomas Hayden Church. Kind of ironic, I guess. Connor Coram, Lane Stiles, Margot Martindale, and Jacob Vargas. So yeah, Thomas Hayden Church, kind of funny for this movie. Church being his last name and Heaven's for real, but whatever. Um, so yeah, for before I actually start my review, for those who haven't actually seen this movie or read the book or have any kind of knowledge on this, considering this is kind of a true story and it is based on a book, I do recommend you guys stop this video and watch it in theaters, because at the time I'm filming this, it's still in theaters, April 21st, or depending whenever you're watching this, go get it on Blu-ray, DVD, Netflix, whatever the case is. Or if not, pick up the book or watch a documentary on this kid, because it truly is an amazing story. So yeah, 10 seconds as usual, starting now. So yeah, so as I said before, spoiler warning. Already gave you 10 seconds, so don't comment down below or be messaging me that I never gave you a fair warning, because I did. So yeah, Heaven is for Real, what I think of it. Um, so yeah, as usual, quick synopsis, likes and dislikes, and then the rate. So yeah, Heaven is for Real is about the true experience in the book, or something along those lines. Um, of this kid that goes by the name of Colton Burple, who, after his appendix ruptures, he has, for lack of better words, a near-death experience. Technically, it's not. He wasn't close to death. He didn't really have a near-death experience. But for a lack of better words, I guess near-death experience will have to do. Um, so yes, and basically he claims to have seen heaven, and his grandfather, and his dead unborn sister, and a bunch of these people, which eventually gets into the plot later on, which I really won't get that much into details, probably. So yeah, he basically claims to see heaven, and he explains a few things that are kind of, I guess, extraordinary and really hard to say as to whether they're real, his claims are real or not. He tells this to his parents and his community, small community, in his church and whatever. And yeah, I mean, his dad being a priest, Todd Burple, played by Greg Keener, I don't know. Doesn't know whether as to believe him or not, but he wants to believe him, but he's kind of iffy about it. He kind of doubts his religion. So that's going on, and he has people making fun of him, and he's getting interviewed and all this. So it's kind of overwhelming for him, but he keeps to his faith and religion, and his belief that he did see heaven, and all these things that he did see and whatever. So yeah, he keeps up with his claims. He's persistent, and he doesn't deny it. He just accepts it. He's like, I saw it, and all of you just have to accept it. And yeah, and the kid's like 4 or 5 years old also. So yeah, um, so yeah, this I do have to admit that this movie, and being a religion movie, did do a pretty um did do a good job at not preaching the religion, if you know what I mean. I mean, like, not forcing the religion on us. So I do have to give them credit for that. That's very well done. I really did like it. Considering I saw this on Easter, I really went to mass. I didn't want more preachings or however. Um, So I didn't want more religion shoved at me, and they did it subtly, so which I do like. Um, the writing here was fantastic. I do have to admit that. Another thing I do have to say that the acting for the most part was amazing and well done. And I think the weakest actors in this movie were Connor Coram and Lane Stiles, who played Colton and Cassie Burpo respectively. They were the children, and yeah, and even after that, them being the weakest actors, they still did an amazing job at acting, and they're both like 4 to 7 years old. I think the girl's older. I think the girl's like 7, and the little boy, the protagonist, I guess, is like 4 or 5, in this movie. So yeah, so even though they were the weakest actors, I also do have to say they did a pretty good job at acting for their respective roles. So that was good. I mean, there were a few things I didn't like about this. There were a few like 1 or 2 parts which was almost like a montage scene, which I really didn't like. It kind of threw off the pacing of this movie because this movie does have a pretty smooth pacing, relaxed. You do have a bit of tension every here and there, but for the most part, it is kind of relaxed. But montages kind of threw off the pacing a bit. So that's another thing I didn't really like about this movie. It was like maybe once or twice. So yeah. But besides that, really everything in this movie was extremely well done. I really do like it. I mean, I do see like this may be one of those movies that a Catholic nun or whatever may pop when the kids are having church class or whatever. So but it is still a very well done movie. So yeah, the director, Randall Wallace. I do think he did a really good job directing this. The way he wanted to direct it, was kind of a bit unique. Showing the event before what happened to Colton. Then showing him the experience, because the things that happened before, I mean, they weren't really that significant, but you kind of do see that he had like a normal life. He loved his family. He was a church boy. He lived spiritually. So that, I mean, not really significant, but it was kind of nice to see that. I also do like the struggles of the characters, struggling with this possible experience, and whether he's crazy or making it up or whatever the case is. That was also very well done. But really, I have like few complaints for this movie. I mean, for the most part, most of the acting was good. As I said before, kid kid actors were kind of weak, but even after that, they were pretty good. I mean, there were some other ones that were, yeah, yeah, but for the most part, the acting was pretty good. I also do like the fact they didn't preach the religion on us. I guess if that makes sense, they didn't force the religion on us. So that one sounds pretty good. I do wish we would have been able to see a bit more. Maybe a little bit more of him in heaven. His actual experience in heaven, because we really only saw maybe 5 minutes of him in heaven. I kind of do wish this would have time we spent in heaven in the movie would have been a little bit longer. And so yeah, I mean, and then it's one of those movies that kind of makes me want to think. It's like one of those things like I'm gonna call bullshit, bullshit, but it's not really one of those things I can really argue at the same time, because in order for me to say bullshit, I have to be dead. So yeah, not to be morbid, but I actually have to be dead to wonder bullshit or true. So, whatever. Again, this is based on true story, so it is pretty cool. And yeah. So yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I give this an 8.5 out of 10. I mean, it was an amazing movie. Better than Son of God, I will have to say. Son of God was still a pretty good movie, but that was a more made-for-TV movie that got theatrical release. Not that it was a bad movie, but it was still a pretty good movie. Again, review for that over here somewhere once I put it up. But yeah, 8.5 out of 10. So yeah, pretty good movie to see during Easter. So yeah, yeah, that's basically it for this review. for those who aren't subscribed to me yet, remember to subscribe. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, and comic book reviews. So definitely stay tuned for that. Besides that, comment below on your thoughts on heaven is real and what is your favorite religion-based movie. It could be any religion. Catholic, Muslim, Islam, Buddhism, Jewish. What's your favorite movie based on religion? For me, it'd have to be between Heaven is Real, because this is actually a pretty well done movie, and The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. Because you do have the Jewish aspect in that. So what's your favorite religious movie? It could be anything, any religion. Atheism counts. So yeah, down there below. So yeah, subscribe, comment below, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. And that's basically it. This is Daniel Mart signing off.